Some time. Hey, thanks for showing up for this presentation. It's going to be pretty short and sweet, to be honest. I am Courtney with a K. I'm your mindset metamorphosis mentor. I specialize in helping women getting out of their own way, getting off their hamster wheels, and finding joy in the chaos and ease and flow with life instead of struggling with anxiety and stress. But recently I gave a presentation for, I'm in a social networking group with women, and I was one of 3 presenters for our mini dots. So girls ages 6 through 18. And I gave this presentation and I realized that I really enjoyed it and that I wanted to share it with more people because these are concepts I had wished I had been gifted with when I was younger, to be able to actually have this way of looking at things. And so how about we begin? I think I have my video going, and boom. So in this presentation, we're going to be talking about mindset and confidence and finding your voice, the importance of all of that. And I want you to keep in mind that our thoughts create our feelings. Whatever we're thinking about can lead to how we feel. A few examples here. You know, if you're sitting there and you're thinking about things that you really love, you're going to feel really happy. You're going to feel pleased. You're going to feel warm and fuzzy. But the girl in the middle there, it's pretty obvious that she's stressing about something. Maybe she's stumped on something. She can't figure it out. She's stuck and she's thinking, you know, she's frustrated. So like thoughts that could be leading to that is, this is hard. I don't know how to do this. I can't do this. And then you get the other girl there and she's actually thinking about, she's got some really good thoughts going on for herself over there. And you can tell that it's making her feel really good about herself. And that's just something to keep in mind. Along with, are you able to guess how many thoughts we actually have in a day? I mean, how do you actually technically compose this? But you can Google it, I'm serious. And there's a plethora of answers that'll come up. But we have around 70,000 thoughts in 24 hours. That is mind-blowing. And our brains only have seconds for them to pick out which thoughts that they actually want to look at, which ones are the ones that are important enough to bring to the front for us to pay attention to, and everything else it just throws away. And how that happens is we have what I like to call a brain filter. Lots of people do that actually. So we can have all sorts of thoughts, like I'm awesome, I can't do this, this is fun, I am good at this, this is scary, I have good ideas, I might embarrass myself, I am smart, I am fun, this is too hard for me, I can do hard things and get better, I'm dumb. All of these thoughts that are hitting us are going through a brain filter, and the brain is picking what's going to get to come through and what gets thrown out. And then whatever comes through, the brain's going to then want to make sure to reassure you that I am right, you need to keep listening to me. And it looks for evidence to prove that it indeed is right. So that's when you'll start seeing all of these things that are like, yep, see, I'm right, that's right, that's right. That shows that I'm really good at this. That shows that I'm dumb. Like, our brains will pick that out and it'll ignore all the other evidence as well. And there's reasons for this. One reason is that brains want to keep us safe so we don't get eaten. It goes all the way back to the caveman days. And I constantly love looking back at the movie The Croods, because the dad is the epitome of what this is all about. The dad really shows in The Croods how our primitive brain, which is really old and strong, works. It wants to keep us from being eaten by bears and falling into crevices, and it wants to keep us safe. So it is constantly on the lookout to do that for us. And our brains focus on problems because they want to keep us small and quiet. Once again, it wants to keep us safe. So our heart and everything might be all excited about a whole bunch of really awesome things that we could be doing or that have been happening for us, or that we are just anything that is good going on around us or that we could partake in. But our brains are like, no, 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 not right now. I can't look at that. I am busy over here looking at this bad thing, this one bad thing over here. You're 5 or 6 good things over there and the butterfly, whatever, ain't happening. I gotta look at this bad thing. And third, our brains are strong and they hold on to thoughts tight because they want to make sure that they're keeping us safe. Whatever thought that we've been doing, hey, we're still alive. So obviously it's working. Let's keep that thought. Let's hold on to it nice and tight, which makes it a bit of a challenge when a new thought comes along that's not the same thing. So now that we are aware of these things and how we can now learn how to make our brains work for us. And the biggest tool to exercise our brains is our self-talk. And one of the major tools for that is affirmations, which is talking to yourself, which helps to increase your motivation and your focus and lower your negative thinking. And actually, when I had the presentation, I shared a little card that I found online, and I can share that link with anybody that wants it, for positive thoughts and affirmations for kids. And it's actually great for adults too. And the top 10 were, there's no one better to be, I stumbled on words. Number 1 is, there is no one better to be than myself. Number 2, I am enough. That's one of my favorites. Number 3, I can make a difference. Number 4, I am proud of myself. Number 5, today will be a great day. Number 6, I can get through anything. Number 7, I matter. Number 8, I believe in myself. Number 9, my challenges help me grow. And number 10, I get better every single day. And that's actually from the pathways2success.com/101 positive affirmations for kids. And you can also make up some of your own. If you're going through a certain struggle and you've been catching yourself saying a negative thought all the time, like, I'm dumb. And you know that's making you feel bad, and you know it's making you feel dumb, and you don't feel like going out and doing anything because you don't want people to think you're dumb. You can turn that around and make it something else instead. Like, I can learn new things. I'm good at learning new things. I am good at trying new stuff. You know, it's whatever is true to you, because it's self-talk. That's kind of the key word there, self. So affirmations, you pick 1 to 3 that you really like, and you say them 3 times a day. And you look for the evidence. Because like I said, your brain has all of its thoughts that it's been focusing in on for a very long time, and it's going to avoid any evidence that says otherwise or that goes with a new thought, because for that, it's scary. You're going to get eaten by a bear. Don't leave the cave, just like the Croods. But you start repeating these things to yourself and saying them on a regular basis, and your brain starts saying, hey, I'm getting familiar. This is getting familiar. I'm getting used to hearing this. Maybe there's something to it. And you're actually seeking out the evidence, and you're showing your brain, see, I have tried lots of different things, and I have learned stuff from them, and I actually liked trying whatever I thought. And I tried that one thing, and now I'm really good at it. I tried that one thing, I learned I didn't really like it, but I learned that I liked something else. Constantly looking for that sort of thought work. And I like to share a little affirmation hack. So your self-talk comes in 3 different forms. So when you're thinking, you can think it to yourself, and That's a pretty strong thing because, quite frankly, not everybody goes around and just talks to themselves out loud, right? But you can think about it, and those thoughts are pretty strong. But you can up the ante on your strength and you can speak it out loud. So maybe you're in front of the mirror and you say it to yourself, or before you go into a room with a bunch of people, you can say it to yourself. I like to repeat it 3 or 5 times, 3 to 5 times to really help it sink in. But the most powerful thing we can do is write it down. And the combination of doing these things is the best thing in the world for us, because we all learn a little differently and we all take in information differently. So if we're thinking it and saying it and writing it, we're giving ourselves the best opportunity to really start believing it and actually seeing the truth in it. So that is my affirmation hack. Thought is strong, speaking even stronger, writing it out super duper strong. And imagine if when you were a baby, you had decided to think, I suck at walking. I mean, who's not seen a baby try to walk, especially a brand new baby? They don't do a very good job. And you don't hear people, I sure as heck hope you don't hear people saying, you suck at walking, you should never try to walk again, look at you. And the baby doesn't do that either, because the baby hasn't had an opportunity yet to start taking in all of these thoughts and making thoughts for themselves. They're just like, hey, I see everybody else walking around me. I want to do that too. I'm going to keep trying. You know, yeah, sometimes they cry if they fall down on their butt, but eventually the baby starts walking. And imagine if you had decided not to, but you didn't. You kept trying. And what are you able to do now? There are so many things: run, jump, you know, play. Some people do ballet. Some people go horseback riding, you know, riding bikes. Just getting up and walking across the room to go get something, you know, you wouldn't be able to be doing that so easily now if you decided you sucked and you should stop, right? So I definitely want you to please remember that you are amazing, that your voice matters, and the more you practice it, the better you get. And the hardest part is starting. Like, it feels strange if you haven't done affirmations. And some people are like, oh, that's so goofy to do an affirmation or talk to yourself in the mirror. But it's a lot of new things feel kind of weird when you first start trying them out. And you just got to give it practice and you get better at it. Some things I like to do is, like, I'll have a little post-it note like on the bathroom mirror, or you can put it on the fridge. You don't even have to fully write it out. You could just put like keywords on there or draw a picture that reminds you of it, so that when you see it, it reminds you to think/say that affirmation to yourself wherever you are. And I mean, if you have a phone, you can also put it in there and put little reminders that pop up and say, hey, you are amazing. You are getting better. You are awesome at this. And this isn't just positive self-talk. This is literally rewiring the negative talk out of your brain, because it's there. It's our brain's defense system to keep us safe. But it doesn't understand that we're not in a caveman life anymore. We're not living with the crudes. We are living in civilization with houses and cars and technology, and it's a whole new world out there. So a lot of the stuff that's out there that comes at us, it thinks it's bears. And in order to fight that, it gives us a lot of negative thoughts to help keep us small, to help keep us from speaking up and sharing our thoughts and our ideas with everybody else. But the thing is if people didn't share their thoughts and ideas and their unique views on life, we would all be missing out on so much. And that's why the world needs you. Your uniqueness is a superpower. Everybody has something amazing to share. And even if you only share it with like one other person, that's making a difference in the world. And it's not just making a difference for that other person. It helps change you too in a way that you cannot believe. And it makes you feel so good, because when you're really out there just doing your best to help somebody else or to use your superpower to the best of your ability, I think is the best way to put it. When you're out there using your superpower to the best of your ability, you are fulfilling your whole self, and you feel 100% in touch with yourself and confident in yourself. And that is so beautiful. And I just try to click the next page. That's it. It's very short and sweet. Like I said, I'm a mindset metamorphosis mentor. I literally spend 1 hour a week with my clients, and I call it Clientville. We just get on the phone with each other without distractions around us, and we're in Clientville. And they're the mayor, my client's the mayor, I'm an advisor that's visiting, and we're walking around and we're checking out your town, everything that's going on up here. And sometimes the reason we don't get past something in our own lives is because our brains automatically keep us from looking at it or looking deeper into it. And so in our conversations, I might shine light on something that you may not have thought was worth looking at, and a whole new thing opens up. Or we are discussing something and we find out that there's something underneath that, and maybe something underneath that. And that's when you come to like a whole new thought that you didn't realize was actually driving the whole thing. And to be able to get down to that, I call it the root cause, helps so much with changing how we think about something. And a lot of the time, this reduces stress and anxiety in our lives. And it helps us to make choices that support what we want to do more. And I like to say embrace the joy and the chaos, because there's never really a right time in the world, in our lives. There's no, when this happens, then we'll do that. There's no perfect time. There's no perfect circumstance. So learning to just start and do things is the key. It's a major, major key. So if you're interested, I have a little QR code there and we can chat further. There's the whole calendar on there for multiple different things to do. And if anybody has any questions, I'm just checking to see if there's been any chats during this time. I've got two screens going on here because I'm pretty tech smart. No, just kidding. And okay. And I also know that it can be a little intimidating to comment and chat right on a live presentation. You have no idea who else is there. So please feel free to hit me up in a messenger, or you can set up, a connect on the calendar or a consult, whichever you're fitting your fancy. But I hope that something in here seriously helped. I gave myself a note to hit record, and I never hit record. I get so excited to share.